Alright, so something new here, and let me know if you like it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is labels. There's a lot of controversy over the use of labels, and when we speak of labels, we're speaking of labeling a person mentally ill. Should we label this person mentally or not? So some of the pros about using labels is, one, it does identify particular disorders, which is very important, creating a sense of unity or uniformity across psychologists, psychiatrists, and medical professionals. And with uniformity, we're saying, okay, there's a set criteria for diagnosis of said disorder. It does help explain the disorder, like what symptoms a person must display, how often they must display it, how to differentiate this disorder from another similar disorder, and of course it is very useful for insurance coding. However, there's some bad things to labels. So some of the cons are, one is there are certain stigmas attached to disorders. One common stigma is that all people with schizophrenic are violent and they're gonna kill you. You guys are all familiar with that stigma that, oh, a person hears voices, oh, you better watch out and lock your kids up, and they're coming to get you. Well, as we talked about in class, that's not exactly true. So certain disorders do have stigmas attached to it. There's also the argument of a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you recall Rosenhan's experiment, where he got himself and he had some of his graduate students and colleagues to go to mental institutions and say they heard the word thud, and they were going to be checked into the mental institutions, and they were instructed, once you were checked in, you act normal and see how long you would be required to stay there. Well, they found out that when they were admitted to the hospitals, they were admitted with a label, and this label became sticky. It stuck to them. No matter how they acted, their behavior was said to be the result of that particular disorder. So even if they acted completely normal, any sort of behavior that the staff deemed inappropriate or out of the ordinary, it was attributed to their disorder. There is also the belief that, if you tell yourself, or if you are told you have a disorder, so let's just say depression, if maybe your parents tell you, you know what, you're acting a little bit depressed, are you okay? You begin to start thinking, you know what, maybe I am depressed, I have been kind of sad for a while, and you then begin to act, I don't say in a sad manner, but act in a depressive manner. So you don't go out with your friends anymore, you kind of sit at home, and sure enough, it does turn into a depression. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Alright, so this is just a quick little overview of labels, the pros and the cons. Stay tuned for more.